2024 ADAC GT Masters season here at Oschersleben on a wonderful spring Saturday afternoon. We really kicked up the season in style. Have our six winning drivers here. Maxim Osten and Leon Köhler won the race for FK Performance BMW. Second place is Elias Seppen and Tom Kalender for Landgraf Motorsport Mercedes AMG, and third place goes to Kwanda Mokena and to Max Reis for HRT Mercedes AMG. So congrats to all of you. Let's start with you, Maxime. It's quite a record what you have. So 2 starts in GT Masters and 2 wins. So I think it's the best way to retire now from racing, to keep that record straight, huh?
Yeah, I think if I want to retire, I have to do it now.
You can, yeah.
I think if I want to retire, I have to do it now, because this weekend I never had it so good, I think, with pole and a race, or win in race 1. But yeah, I'm really happy with how it's going, and I can't thank the team and Leon enough for it.
Yeah, there was a brilliant day for you. You scored the pole earlier this morning, and then what was quite a show in the race. The start was really interesting with Tim Zimmermann giving you hard competition. So, how was the situation for you?
For me, the start was not perfect. The traction was not fully there, so the Lamborghini jumped me a bit. So then I was like, okay, now I need to stay beside him, because then for turn 3, I'm on the inside. He made it hard. In the end, I made it stick, and it was really tough, because I thought he would have it, but luckily I kept it next to him, and that made me still in P1. But the competition was really high from him. He was pushing me the whole time for me to drive on the limit, and that was good. I like the competition, and in the end, I'm happy.
But you were able to build a really quite comfortable gap then.
Yeah, he was starting to fight with the Mercedes behind me, I think, and that's why I could have get a bit of a gap, I think. And I made it bigger, and then I tried to just drive my own race, because they were fighting a lot, and of course, if you're not fighting, you're mostly gaining.
Okay, then we see tomorrow if you can continue with that perfect streak of wins. So, Leon Köhler, congrats. First victory in GT Masters for you. Your car looked a little bit like a solid rocket today. So, how was it for you?
Well, it was a pretty good start into the season. The car went was really good, and the pace were mega. You know, we were really quite consistent. But yeah, Maxime did an amazing job. You know, he made it quite easy for me, because P2 and P3 was fighting a bit. Yeah, but in general, I'm really happy, and also the team did a great job.
What made your BMW so quick here this Saturday?
Maybe it's the driver.
The driver?
No.
The first or the second driver?
No, maybe it's the engineer, but also, like I said, the team made a really good job. So it's also the engineer. Okay.
Then thank you very much. Moving on to our second place drivers. Starting with you, Elias, reigning GT Masters champion, won the championship with Salman last year, stayed on with Landgraf Motorsport. So how was your race today? There was a lot of more competition compared to last year, luckily.
Yeah, until the last 2 laps of the race was pretty boring, just tire saving pretty much. And then when the cars ahead of me pitted, I could push for 2 laps and overtake them while they was in the pit lane. Yeah, and the team did a really good job, and also my new teammate Tom, the youngest ever GT Masters driver, and directly podium in the first race, so really good job. So yeah, big thanks for the whole Landgraf Motorsport team and also my teammate Tom.
So there were no really interesting situation where you had to fight during your race. So it was just bringing the car over the distance.
Yeah, I was of course trying in the start to overtake, because it's better if you can gain the position on the track. But on both starts, on the race start and safety car restart, I didn't do such a good job. So I lost a bit there, but luckily I managed to make it up the last 2 laps of my stint.
Thank you, Elias. Yeah, then moving on to Tom Calendar. Congrats. So when we started GT Masters, you weren't even born a couple of years ago, because we are now in the 18th season of the series, and I think we never had a driver on the podium who weren't even born when we started GT Masters. So congrats, Elias said it. Youngest GT Masters driver in history, yeah, and obviously youngest GT Masters drivers to claim on the podium. So how does it feel, and how was that first race for you?
Yeah, it's a great feeling, but that doesn't really change the situation. We want to be on the best position we can. We want to win, and that's what we aim for.
And how was your race today? So was it your first race in a GT3 car?
Yeah, it was quite boring for me. He did a great job in the first stint, but then somehow when I came out of the pits, no one was behind me, and yeah, that was an easy job for me. I just had to keep the car on track.
Okay, so nothing to see here. Go ahead, and yeah. Tomorrow, if you end up on the podium, we switch up to the next drivers. Yeah. Okay, thanks. Great race from you. So moving on to our third place drivers, Quanda Mokena and Max Reis, 2 new faces in on the GT Masters podium. Quanda was with that already in the last season. So Quanda, first time on the podium. How was that race for you today?
Yeah, it was a super tricky race. From the first lap, I lost some track position just due to some errors on my side. But then, luckily, the guys in front started to fight a little bit, and I was able to just bridge the gap down. And then during the safety car window, I got some clean air and managed to just close the gap to the cars in front, and then give the car to Max over here in some clean air, and he just mainly had to hold track position.
You were in GT Masters also last year in an Audi, stepped now into a Mercedes AMG. So is it car more suiting you, more drivable according to your style, or because there was also a big performance improvement from you?
Yeah, I would say performance-wise, obviously there was a seriously big step, but still not 100% there yet. We find ourselves lap by lap just getting better and better and better. It was a big change in driving style coming from the Audi to the Mercedes. So hopefully by midway through the season we'll be able to fight for some wins or some more podiums. But I'm super happy on my side.
Thank you, Quanda. Then moving on to Max, congrats. We have a really young podium today, maybe the youngest podium we ever had in series history. So you also changed from Formula 4 racing to GT3 racing. How was that race for you today?
Yeah, for me it was really excited because it was my first GT race or first GT weekend ever. I started driving GT3 4 weeks ago, so I had like I would say 5 test days overall, which were not quite much. And I still need to learn. I mean, changing from Formula to GT is a different world. So and I'm really surprised that we did such a good result because, as I said at the morning, I was thinking, how the race will be, and I was I was excited just to be on P3, and when I asked the team again if it was P3, they said yes. So I was really happy, and also about our 2 performance.
Okay, what were your feelings earlier today or maybe last week about racing a GT3 car? So when you never raced it before?
Yeah, I mean, I thought a lot about it at home and when I was driving sim and watched some videos. I mean, it's not a single seater anymore. My seat is now on the left side, and yeah, I had a lot of questions how it will be in the first race weekend and how I will manage it. But at the end, yeah, I have self-confidence, and I said, okay, Max, Conde did a good job, and now I will focus to stay the car on track and then bring it home. Yeah.
And you have to deal with a team partner.
Yes, yeah, that was also, I mean, I still need to learn, but I think the performance was quite good. Of course, there are still some improvements, but I focused on myself and tried to push. And, yeah.
Okay, then thank you, all of you, you six. Great race from you today, and enjoy the rest of your evening, and then hopefully see you back tomorrow. Thank you.